Yo, chat, it's the first day of Warzone on Black Ops 7. I'm so excited, and I know you guys need some settings. I need some settings too, and I went around and tweaked all of my settings, and I have found the best ones to get you the best FPS while also keeping the visual quality up to par. All right, to start off, we're going to start off with display. I have it on full screen borderless right now, as you can see, but you definitely want to have this on full screen because if you don't have it on full screen, your monitor refresh rate, it might say that it's on whatever your maximum is, but it won't actually put that out because just how the tech works. You have to be on full screen to get the full optimization of the refresh rate. Moving on down here, make sure your aspect ratio is set to whatever your monitor is. I know a lot of people might have a ultra wide or something like that, so make sure it's set to the right one. Make sure your brightness is set to between 50 and 60. If your monitor has more of a issue with dark areas, you might want to turn this up a good bit. Right now I have it set to 50. I mean, it's a good balance, really can't go wrong. But sometimes if I feel like the map is a little bit dark, I may boost this up to about close to 60. Next, the reflex low latency, I have that on plus boost. I know a lot of people do use on, but I mean it's different case scenarios. Me personally, I have a 4090 and a 13900K, so I like to run this thing at pretty much the highest FPS, the lowest latency, best ping, all that. I need this PC optimized, and for me, on plus boost is the way to go. As you can, well, you can't see, but it keeps the CPU, running at its maximum or best performance, and doesn't really taper off. So definitely want to keep that up there. Next, for the power saving, I have this on off. My frame rate is on unlimited. If you're having issues, you can try to do the custom frame rate. Like if you're having FPS issues or a lot of stutters or something like that, you can try to put it on custom to limit the how the GPU is running. Make sure it's not running too excessive. Make sure you have this set to maximal, and make sure you have HDR off. Now for quality, make sure your render resolution is on 100. Yes, I know I'm on 1080p. Don't you dare say anything. We if you guys would run these videos up, we might be able to get to 1440p here. So hopefully. But yeah, definitely check out some of these videos. But back on topic. Next we're gonna go for the upscaling and sharpening. I have it set to fidelity CAS. A lot of people are using DLSS. I think it's okay, but it's not really for me. I mean, on multiplayer, it looks pretty good, but for Warzone, not really hitting for me. You do get a little bit better FPS with DLSS, but we're looking for a good balance here of FPS and visual quality. It's no point in having high FPS if you can't really see that great. And so yeah, we're gonna use fidelity CAS. I have the strength set to 100. Make sure you have the frame gen both off, ray tracing off. VRAM scale right now, I have it set to 50 just because I've been having a lot of PC issues lately. So I'm trying to, keep my PC as steady as possible. And I don't know what's going on. I'm pretty sure I've narrowed it down to the graphics drivers. But yeah, but my FPS has been insanely high. If I wasn't dealing with that, I would have this on the maximum, which is 90. So for this video, we're gonna put it on 90. So moving on down, if you can have variable rate shading on. When I was playing Warzone last year, I couldn't run the variable rate shading, and I'm just keeping it off just in case, because every time I ran variable rate shading, for some reason, like I said, I have a pretty solid PC. My game would be crashing. So if you're having a crashing issue or a DirectX issue, it could possibly be the rate shading. So that might help somebody out. Make sure you have all your textures All pretty much all of these on very low are off. All of these are pretty much set, yeah, to the lowest thing, just so we're not, missing out on any frames, having anything unnecessarily high. Now, if the quality isn't that great, you can put this on normal, and you can set this one to normal too, and that will give you a little bit better visual quality, but also still having high FPS. That's when I play Resurgence. I usually have it on normal because I still have really high frames. For view, you want to have your FOV set to between 115 and 120. I've been running 118 lately. For some reason, it just feels really nice if I have it specifically on that. So definitely try that out, guys. The ADS field of view I have on affected. Make sure you have both of the motion blurs turned off. I don't know why anybody would be running that. Motion blur is terrible. Definitely not a competitive advantage there. And make sure you have the camera movement set to less or 50%. Now, chat, we move over to controller. Yes, I'm on controller. I'm not on keyboard and mouse. I know they nerfed aim assist, but your boy is not about to switch over to keyboard and mouse. We're not doing it, okay? Okay, so for this year on Warzone and Black Ops 6, I have boosted up my sensitivity. I'm running at 1.65. It's been feeling very, 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 very nice and smooth with the aim assist changes. And I had to do some tweaking and finding out which was the best setting, and this one has by far been above the rest. I was running 1.5, but I needed a bit of boost, and sometimes the aim assist feels a little bit weird, like I can't turn enough, and 1.5 is just a little bit too low on this game, and 1.65 is like a perfect like sweet spot. If it's a little bit too fast, I mean, I guess you could go down to 1.5 or 1.55, but I have been trying 1.65, and I'm telling you that thing feels so crisp. Make sure you have controller vibration off. For the dead zones are controller specific, okay? I know people want to give you a general like, oh, put this, put that. No, it's controller specific. If you got thumbstick drift, your minimums are going to be different than somebody else's. So if you have a lot of thumbstick drift, I just recommend having to go ahead and just swap the control out if you can. Now, if you don't have the funds to do that, do not worry. Do not be ashamed, okay? We're not that pressed about it, okay? If you have too much thumbstick drift, just boost it up a little bit. So if your thumbstick drift is, if you have to set it, you really want the minimums as low as possible. If you have to set this thing to like close to 10, that means you're having pretty bad thumbstick drift. And if you have it set to 10 and you're still having thumbstick drift, it's time to go ahead and try to swap that controller out if you can. Your max, set that to 60 so you can get the most of the rotational aim assist. The rotational aim assist has, like I said, been nerfed in here, so it's not as overpowered anymore. But to get the bit that we do have, you make sure you want to have it set to 60. Right stick, I have mine set to 2 right now. I have a scuff, but I have Hall effect stick, so I really could put this on 0, but just so I'm not having a little bit of, like I move it like very slightly on accident, like trying to shoot somebody. I don't want it to catch that and like try to throw off my shot. So to be safe, I have it set to 2. I really change it between 1 and 2, but like I said, if you have thumbstick drift, move this up to the lowest point. Move it to the lowest point to where you don't have thumbstick drift. Xbox controllers are very likely to get thumbstick drift over and over. Trust me, I've had about 15 elite controllers, probably more than that, honestly, and they all have the same issue over till I switched over to a scuff. I had a PS5, but yeah, long story for another day. For your triggers, you want to have this as low as possible so the response is as fast as possible. My triggers on this controller are they're pretty well tuned, to be honest, so I can have this on 0 and not have any input like it clicking the triggers or aiming down sight on accident. Moving over to aiming, my sensitivity multiplier, I have it set to 1. If you want it to feel a little like your sensitivity, while your ADS to feel a little bit more stiff and be able to control it a little bit better, I recommend playing on 0.90 or 0.85 to 0.90. I don't want to give you an exact number because everybody plays the game a little bit different. Something might feel slightly off to you that feels great to me. So definitely mess around with it, but the one I'm going to recommend is playing on 1, because the aim assist has just changed things, and having it too low just doesn't feel the same anymore. It doesn't feel as crisp. So, and with players with the movement and stuff like that, you want to be able to stay on track with the enemy, whether it be slide canceling, wall jumping if you're playing multiplayer. So, yeah, go ahead and put that on 1 for the advanced movement or advanced aiming. Advanced settings, make sure you have it on instant. For the transition timing and my aim response curve type, I have set to dynamic, and the slope is on 1. And moving over to movement, I have sprint assist off, mental assist off, crouch assist off, corner slicing I do have on because you do get peekers advantage with that, so it is nice to have on. I have it on slide only right now, just because I want to be able to die, but it's a long story. Okay, so just bear with me. Hybrid is the best one. Okay, hybrid is the best one, but I have a bad habit of mistiming the inputs and stuff like that, and I just keep it on slide only. So definitely either put it on slide only or hybrid. I have airborne, mantle assist on, sprint restore on, sprint or slide maintain sprint. I have that on. Parachute automatic behavior, definitely have that on off. Wall jumping is not a thing in Warzone right now, but they will have LTMs that test it out to see how it works. Combat assist role, if you have Mountaineer on, definitely have this on always. Slide combat role behavior, I have it on tap to slide. For the movement advanced settings, I have the sprint attack and sprint behavior on toggle, and the tactical sprint activation I have it on single tap sprint. Plunging underwater free, and sprinting door bash excuse me, I have it on. Moving on here, most of these are pretty much going to transfer over from if you're playing Black Ops 7. You can just copy and paste these here. Your armor plate behavior, make sure you have that on apply all. Sorry, I'm a little bit under the weather, chat, so bear with me. And the combat advanced settings, I have it on prioritize interact instead of prioritize reload, because I don't want to be reloading when I need to be grabbing something off the ground, whether it be a weapon, a lethal, tactical, something like that. Just makes it, snappier, quicker. And you can just copy and paste these, and we can go back over to combat, but I think that is about it for the controller settings. Moving over to audio, make sure you guys have your volumes, your master game volume set to 100, the music both on 0. I stream, so I'm definitely not trying to get hit with no copyright, so I definitely have that off, and you should too, so you don't have music playing for no reason and just unnecessary. It might throw you off a little bit. Hear some footsteps, and yeah, definitely turn that off. Dialogue volume, you do want to hear them because they do give you some call outs, but you don't want it too loud to where it might cover up or muffle out some footsteps or something like that, or some gunfire. So definitely make sure you have that on something low enough to where it's not overpowering something else. Make sure you obviously have your game sound set to whatever your audio device is. And if you do have the option, make sure you have this on 7.1 surround sound. It makes a huge difference. I do not like stereo. Stereo sounds absolutely terrible on my headset. Then 7.1 surround sound is just nice and crisp. I can hear everything. Footsteps sound great. Nothing's muffled out, and it's crystal clear. So if you have the 7.1 option, make sure you turn that bad boy on. For my audio mix, I have it on Sucker Punch. It's been really nice. If Sucker Punch isn't your thing, you can try Treyarch Mix, but right now I'm running Sucker Punch. It sounds so good. I played Warzone a bit today, just to test out the audio, and it's been sounding really nice. I can hear footsteps, a little audio cues with it, so definitely try that out. Now, I do have the reduced tinnitus sounds because I do not want that. I'm trying to protect my ears as much as possible because I do play this game for obviously content, and I play a lot of hours. So just to help me when I become an old man, I do want to turn this back on. I guess it switched it off, but make sure you guys have this set to on. Now for our last Warzone category, we're gonna go to interface. Make sure you have gameplay tips on for now, at least, just so you get a few tips on some things that were added to the game that you might not really know about. Because there are a couple things in here that are new from for Warzone that aren't in Black Ops 7. So definitely, helps. Why not? The skip intro movie, we'll definitely have that on. Don't need to see the intro movie 10,000 times. We've seen it one time is enough. The telemetry, I have that set to essentials. Moving over to readability for the color customization. We have the enemy. We have that on. You have to change it to the custom color, but we have the saturation and brightness up just so we can make it, pop a little bit more. For the color filter, I have it set to color filter 2, and for the target, I have it set to both. So it's doing the interface and the world colors to make them, pop even more. And the intensity, you want to have that set to 100. We need these colors vibrant, and this definitely helps us out there. The gameplay HUD, most of these settings have transferred over from Black Ops 7. I'm just gonna scroll down here, and you can just stop me anywhere you want to and copy and paste it. And for my crosshairs, I have the color set to a custom color. The hit marker values, I have it on. The damage hit markers, I have it on. And that should do it for the interface. And now we're going to move over to the NVIDIA settings. Alrighty, chat. We are on to the NVIDIA control panel settings for all my PC people out here. First thing, we're going to start off with the 3D settings, okay? Make sure you change this little thing right here. Use the advanced 3D image settings, because if you change the settings but don't change this, you're literally not doing anything. So make sure you have this set to this one right here. Now, for the manage 3D settings, where is our main meat and potatoes here, we're going to change the image scaling off. All of these right here, these first 6 are going to be set to off. Moving on down here, I'm gonna just highlight the very important ones, but obviously you can stop and make sure you can look at everyone clearly and see which ones to change. And the low latency mode, we want to have that on ultra, because obviously we want absolutely very, 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 very minimum latency. So definitely turn that to that. Make sure you have your OpenGL rendering GPU set to your GPU. The power management mode, make sure you have that on preferred maximum performance. The refresh rate, highest available. My shader cast right now, it is set to 10 for some reason. It should not be. It should be set to unlimited. And for the anisotropic sampling or sample optimization, that should be set to on. I guess some settings got switched up here that shouldn't have. the filtering right here, have that on allow, the texture filtering quality, high performance, the trilinear optimization on, threaded optimization on, VSync, make sure you definitely have that off. It would also, along with the buffering, have that off. And make sure you copy these right here and then just click apply and you shall be done there. Now move over to change resolution and make sure your refresh rate for your monitor is what it's supposed to be. It might be set to the wrong thing and you might not even know it. Make sure this is set to the right thing on your computer. Next, moving over to the adjust desktop color settings. Right now I have brightness 55, contrast 55, gamma 1.03, and the digital vibrance I have set to 80. I usually go between 80 and 90 depending on the game, but for this one I have it set to 80 because that's what I had it set to before, and it definitely makes the colors pop. But it also depends on your monitor. Now if your monitor has pretty dull colors, you might want to boost this up to about 90, but I have a pretty solid monitor as far as colors go, so definitely want to make sure you have you adjust that slightly to your specific monitor. To go to the adjust desktop size and position, and make sure it's on aspect ratio, perform scaling on display, and make sure your refresh rate is set to the correct thing in here. Now as an added bonus, make sure you guys click help right here, go to system information, let it load up for a second here, and make sure you have resizable bar turned on. If you do not have it turned on, you will have to go into your BIOS. You can always look that up on YouTube to see how to do it for your BIOS. Just try to look up your manufacturer. So if you got an Asus, MSI, something like that, just look it up for your manufacturer. All the BIOSes are pretty similar, so it shouldn't be that much difference. And make sure you have this turned on because it does give you a good bit of a boost to your FPS, which obviously we all want that. But with all that being said, chat, that's going to be everything for your Warzone settings to get you the highest FPS, the lowest latency, and have you out here cooking these lobbies. With all that being said, thank you guys so much, and make sure you guys hit the sub button, the like button, and turn on notifications. And yeah, GG.